First test day of the year. I was so excited to come and train today. Not just because of the training part, because of the vlog part as well. Because uh, I think the video that we uploaded last week, it hit 1,000 views. Probably the first video to hit 1,000 views, the long format ones in the channel. So we come to the gym today. The first thing we hear, no more reducing the volume. So the only problem, see, we don't have a problem to record with the music on. The voice gets captured, that's completely not a problem. But copyright issues, and especially when the songs have lyrics, we're completely messed up. So, see, the thing is, it's not about monetizing the video. Even if we say, okay, we don't want monetization for the video, but if the song is copyrighted, then there is no other go. Sometimes it leads to video will get banned. And if you get multiple strikes, then YouTube will block your channel also. So Devi and I are just concerned how we'll tackle this problem. All of you go to Google reviews and drop a comment. We want Ashik's videos. We'll start with the warm-up set. First, behind the back, side lateral raises. Just imagine if 1,000 people go and comment, we want Ashik's vlogs. Please allow him to shoot videos in your gym. I think in one of my videos, I was mentioning like how I become inconsistent in making these vlogs. And one of the points where, because I feel like I'm doing the same thing again and again, saying the same stuff again and again, it becomes more repetitive after a certain point. But somebody commented, that's fine. We like seeing the same thing again and again. It kind of motivates me. When I hear this Velcro sound, I just feel like it's gonna unlock itself and the weight's gonna get slammed. Putting it back is easy. Getting into the position is what's so hard. Friday, I marked my calendar for Saturday. The day was completely planned. I felt very productive. And I told you guys I'll maintain this habit. And if you see, yesterday I didn't do anything. Like, do anything in the sense I didn't block my calendar for the day today. And I'm feeling guilty that I didn't do it. But I feel this is how people normally feel when they try to get into their fitness journey as well. I mean, like when you start following something new for a couple of days, you feel good about it, you feel like you're doing something right. But the moment you go off your track, you feel like you messed it up and you feel so guilty that you don't want to go and do it again. But stopping at that point completely is when you totally lose, like whatever you've done so far. So in my situation, even though I didn't block my calendar today and I feel miserable for doing it, I'll make it a point that I'll do it tomorrow. So if you miss one day, it's just one day. But if you miss one day and you blame that one day and not do it at all, then everything stops right there. So it takes time to build momentum. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'll block my calendar for tomorrow and let's see how it goes. And I also messed up my diet over the weekend also. I had my cheat meal on New Year's Eve. Then I thought I'll not cheat over the weekend. I didn't eat anything on Saturday. Everything was as per the meal. Sunday I went out for coffee with my wife. Had coffee. She had coffee, I had kombucha, and we ordered some snacks there. That's it. That snacks started and it went on to grilled chicken, mutton gravy and ice cream. It was a full-blown cheat meal. So these kind of mess-ups happen. It's not just people who are trying to lose weight. Even if you are an athlete, things like this can happen. And sometimes you feel guilty, not sometimes, most of the time when it's not as per your plan and you do it, you definitely feel guilty about it. Even I feel guilty today, and now I feel like I shouldn't have done it yesterday. But what has happened has happened. I cannot control that. But what I can control is what I am putting into my body today. So till now everything is going as per plan, and I'll make sure everything is as per plan by the end of the day. So just because you mess up something in your journey, don't let that hold you back. Try to do the other things as per plan.
So you increase the calorie.
Yes, 200 grams of rice increased for the day. Increased rice, increase my total PED intake also. So probably I'll see some difference in terms of gains in the coming week. So Devi is asking if my dad knows if I take PEDs. I told him no. And isn't he watching your daily vlogs? I told him I don't know. But if my dad watches these videos, I'm screwed. See, I don't mind telling people I'm enhanced, but my dad has a very fixed mindset towards taking medications even for common health issues like fever, cold, those kind of things. So if he comes to know I'm using PEDs for building a physique, then he'll definitely go mad. I won't blame him because that's how his belief system is. And my belief system is completely different. So the day he comes to know, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it is what it is. I'm 30 years old. You can't change me now. Weight training is not difficult, but doing things like these. The only reason I don't like this exercise is because of this. Performing it is fine, but setting it up is the hardest part.
What's your 26th resolution, Ashik?
No resolution is the resolution. I've never had resolutions for the last 7-8 years. If I want to do something, then I plan to do it at that point. Otherwise, I don't set resolutions and then start. I know for a reason I won't stick to it. Becomes
So what is better, having it or not having it?
If you feel having a resolution works better for you, then do it that way. Wouldn't judge people for
See,
being that
everybody
way.
feels that it is better. Even I feel, but I never have one.
Why do you feel it's better?
Because you always have something in back of your mind. See, this is what you need. This is what you need to do. This is what it is. Like,
Yeah, but then even if let's say if I want to do something in the middle of the year, it's still going to be at the back of my mind, right? If it's something that I really value, I don't need a new year for it to be at the back of my mind, right? See, you started this gym not during New Year.
correct. Yeah, we
The
always
moment you
wanted to.
started, there was some amount of, like, not some amount, there should have been deep passion for it.
Correct.
And it would have always, you said you lost your hair, you thought so much about this gym.
True.
So, if you want something desperately, it'll always be at the back of your mind. It's about how bad you want it.
Because I saw some reels where they opened up a book. Not just the book, they opened up notes on their phone of 2025 and they had written down what they want to do. And then on 26th, that is 1st Jan, they literally showed what they achieved. I mean, that was actually quite motivating to see what was done written in 2025 was achieved in, you know.
But then, that's probably real, right? They would have shown you what they wrote in 2025 and what they achieved in 2026. But how many times did they go back to that note, open and see, okay, this is something that I have to do? And after they started doing it, how many times they reiterated on the mistakes that they did during 2025? These are the things people don't talk about.
True that.
Normally what happens is, the whole point of setting resolution, people think, okay, I'm going to be completely new on Jan 1. And then they do everything they want to do on 31st December. And they do exactly the same thing they did on 29th December again on 1st of Jan. Then expecting your resolutions to come true that way, it's definitely not going to happen.
I was tagged on a reel. The reel was gym owners on 31st December be like a counting machine with money in it. That kind of happened though. So yeah, thanks for the New Year resolutions. So yeah, cool.
Every business has its season, right? So
yeah, true.
June, July, Jan is for gyms. When colleges open,
Yeah,
the second thing is
true
during
that.
New Year's.
Anyway, we hope to achieve what we plan. We hope to achieve what we want to do. Happy New Year's, guys. From Woohoo family to all of you. Happy New Year to you also.
Happy New Year. I was remembering a story. That's why I was smiling. I'll finish my set and tell you. Just to be on the safer side. When I was trying to lock the weight in the last rep, for a second I felt it didn't lock properly. So don't be like an idiot like me. Make sure you use these safety precautions when you are doing the exercise. So what I wanted to say was, so I started taking PEDs during my college days. So back then, when they give you these stuff in the gym, they don't tell you what they're giving you, except for very few items, and Danabol was one of them. So at that point of time, Danabol, I don't know what brand it is, it used to come in heart shapes, blue color tablet. And my friend and I, we bought it together. So they split it like into 100 tabs each and gave me half and gave my friend another half. So I put all these tablets inside Live 52 dabba and I kept it inside my college bag because obvious reasons I didn't want my parents to know about it. So I used to take this somewhere during my lunchtime. So I take my multivitamins, Danabol and all these things during the lunch hours in my college. So one day I just popped all the pills in my mouth and just put it into my college bag. And I carry my tiffin box in my college bag. So what my mom does is, she wraps the whole tiffin box inside a polythene cover so that it doesn't, even if it leaks, my books don't get damaged. So this bottle went direct into that polythene bag. Next day, I'm just waking up for college. So my dad rushes into my room and then he's like, "What's this tablet? It's blue in color. What is this?" Then I acted like I didn't even know what it is. And I was like, "Which tablet? Where was it?" He said, "It was in your lunchbox." And I told, "I don't know. I think it is one of my classmates. He brought it from the hostel. He asked me to keep it in your bag, keep it in my bag for some time." Then he was like, "This doesn't look like it's something legal. Take it back, give it to him right away." Then I was like, "Yeah, okay." And he was like, "You sure you didn't take it?" I was like, No, I didn't take it. Don't do these things." I was like, "Yeah, fine." So since then, I've been very cautious about this. But in that way, I think like a lot of parents in these days, they are very understanding and they are more informed about these things. Because I have people in my circle. So there's this one guy, I won't put his name here. His mom pins him. So that is how supportive and informed they are. And in today's time, you even see doctors who are using these stuffs. So I'm not going to debate if it is correct or if it is wrong to use these things. It is up to you. Learn about it and make an informed decision. You go for the next set. Not bumping the weights. Same weight as last week and same rep as last week. Still struggling to hit the top end of the rep range. So I'll just stick to the same weight. Very tough. Last session I was able to do only 12 reps, but I pushed myself to hit 15 reps today. But for some reason, even after spending like 5-10 minutes and putting this bench at the center, I feel like the load is a bit heavy on my left side. So that's quite a concern for this exercise. Let's see how next week goes. But I'm sure my strength levels will increase. Considered more food, more PEDs, more juice. I put 30 kgs last week and I was able to do just 4 reps. So I'm going to cut back on the weight, go back to 25 kgs and complete the rep range. Make it work, make it right, make it fast. So when you're trying to do something, so I'm telling it in terms of software engineering. So when we are working on a feature, the first thing we have to focus on is to build the feature. It has to work properly. Then there are software engineering principles that you will have to apply to make it cleaner and make it scalable. So you make it right. Third thing is making it faster. Then you check for ways where you can make it more efficient. So this is one thing that stuck to my mind. I started applying it to other areas of my life also. So anything that I do, this is what I look at. First we'll make things work, then we'll make it work in the right way, then we can make it work in a faster way. So it helps you break down things because a lot of us will have this perfectionist mindset, right? Like either you want to do it 100% perfect or you don't want to do it at all. But because of that, the only thing that will happen is you'll never start. But when you think of doing things in this way, it's easy to break it down into smaller chunks and it's easier to build momentum. So I don't have motivation, so I'm not able to start. You won't face that problem at all. Because at first, the only thing that you're expecting is to make it work. Question for you.
Yeah, sure.
So you're a doctor, right? So
Yes.
let's say
Sorry about that.
a 21-year-old guy comes along with his parents, like either his dad or mom, and then they ask you, I want to do bodybuilding and I want to do it in an enhanced way, and my parents are not accepting it.
Yeah.
And what would your opinion be on this, and what would your advice be for that guy and for the parents?
A couple things. One is, why aren't they accepting it? What's their concern? Because I probably match their concern. Secondly, why do you want to do it? So imagine you're that person. So why would you put yourself in the shoes of that person? Why do you want to go enhance?
I want to do bodybuilding.
Okay. And you want to be competitive?
Yeah.
Like competitive, like professional?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're sure? This is not like a hobby?
Yeah, I am sure.
Yeah. So, and you don't want to be in the enhanced games. You want to be you're looking for Mr. Olympia type stuff.
That's right.
You want to be on stage and...
That's right.
Right. So, and you know that all those people are enhanced at an early age. Okay. So, how important is it to you for the next 6 years to 10 years that you're going to put your body through an insane amount of physiologic stress? And specifically your cardiovascular system, your hormonal system, your cognitive system, reduction in fluid intelligence, water retention, probably some little bit of body dysmorphia thrown in there.
Yeah.
Right? And you're always going to be chasing the supplement stack, the PED protocol, and the other side effects that go with it. I mean, are you willing to deal with all that?
Yeah.
Because my question to you is, do you understand like the risks really, right? So I'd be very concerned. Like if you're not doing this professionally, like this is not your full-time job where you're getting paid, and you're 21, I would advise against it highly. I think you can do a lot just by maxing out your anabolic receptors and your potential as a 21-year-old. What do you think? I mean, I think there's too much stress on the heart, because it's not that you couldn't do a protocol that was benign enough to help you out. It's that the tendency for a 21-year-old, given their motivations are going to be competition amongst their peers, they want to look good, they want to be quick about building the muscle, they're going to overdo it. And that's
right.
the real concern, right? It's like there are safe ways to use PEDs, especially when you cycle them. But do you think a 21-year-old is going to cycle anything? Or it's like they're kind of under the more is better philosophy, right? This is when they're like not professional, right? And that's what I worry about. That's what everyone worries about. So now you have like heart thickening, which increases your chance of ventricular arrhythmias, because the heart's neurologic timing apparatus remodels differently than the muscle apparatus. How I know this is I wrote a paper on this. If you look me up on Google Scholar, you'll see LV remodeling in the electrical system is different. So you're prone to arrhythmias. And that's why these people are dropping dead. You know, in their 40s when they're running like high test and Winstrol and all these different PEDs for 10 years. So introducing that kind of LVH and cardiac stress early, not something you want to do, right? Now, if you're a professional, then you need to treat it professionally, which is, okay, know the side effects and have professionals, MDs, personal trainers, coaches, blood work, all monitoring you. So it can be done safely if monitored. But the 21-year-old who's like in college, who was played on his high school football team, and now just wants to get big to impress the girls and be jacked, I worry about that person getting on it. I'd be like, maximize your lifestyle. You are young, dumb, and full of testosterone, right? It's like, utilize that. Like when we were 21, we were capable of a lot of anabolic growth. Would you agree? Without anything. You know, even if we weren't even doing everything correctly, muscles would just grow. I mean, I have stretch marks here from when I was 21, like just doing bicep curls, right? It's harder for us now. So that's my take. I'd pay attention to the parents. They're probably, if they're not in the field, what are they looking at? They're looking at Instagram Reels, Facebook posts, horror stories, friends of theirs.
Forwards.
Yeah, yeah, WhatsApp groups, their friends' kids, you know, every horror story that every mom has ever looked at, right? Is like, why are you doing all that? Just to lift those weights up and down, what are you doing?
Yeah. See, if you ask me personally, like, I totally agree with you on the take where you say if somebody is professional, then you know the risks and then you step into it.
And you're engaging a monitoring team to help
That's
you.
right.
You're not doing this lone shark.
That's right.
If you're a professional, you cannot just watch YouTube videos, order meds from the local Indian pharmacy or India Mart or something, expect to gain the kind of gains you want safely. That's my take.
These days, it's not YouTube, it's ChatGPT.
Right.
So when I started using PEDs when I was 20-year-old, back then in 2011,
You did, okay.
you didn't have a lot of resources online to learn about these things. So it's whatever your gym coach tells you is what you follow. So that's how I was pulled into this. And then I took a long break before I started competing professionally. But today, a 21-year-old, he can easily educate himself because the data is there online. See, including the papers you've written, it's easy to access for somebody who is just in college now. But when you speak to their parents, right, they are completely stigmatized towards this. They don't have a clear opinion on what are the pros and cons of doing this. So how would you deal with that situation? Like, how would you speak to the parent?
I would tell them clearly the facts. Tell them the facts. And then what goal you're trying to achieve. Look, your son is trying to go into this professionally. In the professional game of bodybuilding, everyone is enhanced. Now, where do you draw the line on what is a drug? Right? This is really what the overlying philosophical question here is. What's a drug? Are you enhanced because you have a nutrition coach and your nutrition is better? Do we consider nutrition a drug? Right? Do we consider supplements a drug? Now we're going into testosterone. Well, is that a drug? I don't know. My body naturally makes it. I'm just adding a little more, right? So it's like they probably have the stigma because it's a drug.
That's right.
Right? And anabolic steroids cause roid rage and all those other things, right? That's what they've heard, right? So I think it's like showing them examples of how it can safely be done and putting guardrails around their kids and go, these are the red flags I would watch for. If they start going, like becoming emotionally labile, super anxious, breaking out in acne and all these things, having chest pain, like those kind of guardrails and things to watch for, I go, yeah, get your kid, he wants to do this professionally, it's a serious thing. Get them the right coaches and doctors to support it, and put in safety mechanisms in place. So you're kind of educating them too, right?
Got it.
And they still may not be okay with it. You're introducing like a high risk profile stack of medicines.
That's right.
I worry about the escalation. That's what I worry about with a 21-year-old. You know, you didn't escalate. Looks like you kind of. How did you figure it out? I mean, how did you know? Hey, maybe I should just do 2,000 milligrams of test. I mean, how did you not fall into that trap?
See, that's the dark side of bodybuilding I've seen. When I initially started, we weren't even told the names of the drugs that were put into us. You'd only pay money, and weekly, twice or thrice, whatever your pinning frequency is, you'll just have to give them the pins. They'll take you to a room. They'll pin it for you.
Got it.
So that is how it was. But as in when the internet grew and a lot of resources were published online, people got educated. Now, gym owners or coaches, they stopped doing it. But even in remote parts of the country, this is still happening.
Yeah.
People aren't aware of what they're doing because one, the coach doesn't want to give away the authority. They don't want them to lose the business of selling PEDs to their clients.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just get into a reputable place where these things are monitored. You have people who have experience with doing it, and you have experience scientifically with the science and medicine around it. You have to get labs done. You have to get things monitored correctly if you want to do it that way.
That's another concern. People spend a lot of money on PEDs, but you tell them you got to do your blood work and the bill is around 10, 12K. They're like, oh, it's too expensive.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not too expensive. It's not as expensive of your life, bro. As your life.
Heart cells don't grow back.
Yeah.
You have a finite number of them. And look, bodybuilding has a shelf life, right? Professional bodybuilding has a shelf life, as does every sport. Now, if we're honest about professional sports, most professional sports are not healthy.
That's right.
Because if you think of any sport, those athletes have to be obsessed with that sport. They go to extremes.
And pushing your body to its limits in any kind of manner isn't a safe way of doing
can't sustain it. There is going to be an expiration date to that.
That's right.
So it's like every single bodybuilder who's on these PEDs, who was at some point jacked. You look at the golden age guys now who are still alive and around, or the 90s, early 2000s, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman.
Yep.
They're just working out to work out now. They're more concerned about longevity. So you're going to transition into the peak bodybuilding mass builder phase, physique phase, into a longevity phase at some point in your life, and you're going to reduce these PEDs.
Yep.
It's going to happen to everybody. So really, you're just trying to optimize for like what, a 10-year window, 15-year window. If you want to do it professionally, yeah, do it. Just do it correctly. There is a right way and a wrong way to do this.
Yep.
ChatGPT is tricky because it doesn't endorse it. It's careful about what it says to you, right?
That's right.
And it's not a trusted source as much as just like the anabolic doc, the guy on YouTube. He's both a user, bodybuilder, and he's a doc who has a men's practice who sees this a lot. So he's got clinical experience dealing with these weird side effects and things because everyone's physiology is a little bit different. So I would invest in that team around you. That team around you involves the diagnostics too. Is it expensive? Yeah, but if you're doing this pro, go for it, right? You want to do it. But there's
What's your take on use of PEDs in other sports? Like sprinting, powerlifting, natty, natural sports?
I'm kind of with Joe Rogan on this. Like, just have a different category for unenhanced. I'm kind of curious on what you can enhance people to do, right?
But it becomes really tricky, right? Since you're a doctor, you very well understand this concept. Every drug has a half-life. So if you're very good at pharmacology, you can still play around using drugs and still compete in a natural event.
That's probably true too. So there's cheating. Everyone will always try to game the system. But, there is such a thing as the enhanced games, right? Where people have the freedom to use whatever.
I think it was started in Australia.
Right.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, cool. Let's see what the human body's capable of, right?
Yep.
Is it any different than customizing your supplement stack? Those are also biologic compounds. We're using pharmaceutical compounds as technology. Where do you draw the line on what's technology and what's a drug? It's the word drug is like a loaded term, right? We don't have a stigma against using Lipitor to lower cholesterol or alendronate, or elderly women who have osteopenia. We give them a thing that improves their bone density. We don't make them go exercise, right? We don't tell them. We tell them, but we don't really urge them to go do it.
We
just inject them every month. So is that cheating?
Same thing with diabetes.
Is that cheating? Right? Were we cheating with them? I had this conversation with my mom, who was a rheumatologist, who used to give us injections. And she goes, no, I don't think it's cheating. But I was like, Mom, but you think a GLP-1 is cheating. So I don't think people should feel guilty for using these things. They're technology, better living through science, okay? I'm a fan of better living through science. But use them as supplements. And also, I think the one thing that you and I know, and most people our age who are using either TRT or running a cycle of PEDs, know that maybe 21-year-olds don't, and the parents will not either. The parents probably think, oh, you just inject yourself with this and all of a sudden muscles just grow. It's like, no, not at all, right?
You got to put in the work.
You have to put in serious, focused work.
That's
Even
right.
more disciplined work, less junk reps, more focused, super good technique. And that it is not a quick fix to just growing muscles. Those drugs are coming, by the way. Those drugs are coming, like the myostatin inhibitors, Activin A, all those things. We'll see how those turn out. They're probably coming in a year or two, right? So I don't know what's going to happen there. That really is cheating at that point, right? You do a couple of reps, you just get jacked. But no, I think this is technology. There's supplemental technology, and the best technology you can do is just being in here and putting in the reps. So I think you got to tell that 21-year-old, 20-year-old, and their parents, this is the case. These just enhance recovery. That's the primary mechanism of action anyway of testosterone anyway. Right?
That's right.
It's like I don't get a sore. I can kind of push harder the next day without injury. That's my take. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. But again, it's very hard to convince everybody on this point because see, you are somebody who uses PEDs, so you can speak from experience, and you're a doctor, so you have the authority to speak about it. But again, if you see online, or let's say we have 10 doctors will have different perspective towards the same topic.
Yeah.
And maybe 2 or 3 of them would say, if you inject testosterone once, you'll probably get a heart attack and die.
Yeah, this is where the genomics play a big role, right? Because everyone responds to this anabolic punch, this enhancement a little differently. You probably see everyone's physique's a little bit different. Like, I would never get as big as some of these guys. I just won't. And if I keep chasing that goal, it's stupid. I'm just gonna hurt myself with PEDs.
Yeah.
So it's like I have a very specific goal in mind. Once I reach that goal, I want to maintain it. I'm good. It's like I'm not looking to be like continuously. I don't need 4 plates on each side of the bench.
That's right.
But 3 plates I need. Right? That's not
And
extreme.
eventually, anyways, there is going to be an obvious strength increase, right? So you'll definitely want to put those extra plates.
Yeah. So I think the parents, you're right, won't understand unless they get educated. But you're right. There's variability in what the doctors know too. There's a serious stigma there too.
Yeah.
I think that's changing slowly as consumers have access to more of the labs, more of the PEDs themselves. More doctors who are doing it themselves are seeing that like these men's health clinics are popping up everywhere in the United States.
Right.
Are they popping up here in India?
As far as I know, no.
That's a huge market. Because
If it's happening in the US, probably in the next 5 years, it should be here.
yeah, it's like, what do you want, right? You want a whole population of people who are having low testosterone symptoms after 40, who actually would benefit from a TRT protocol in a monitored setting where you can do blood work, or do you want them to just go illicitly get this stuff, experiment with it, use ChatGPT, use YouTube? I don't want that. I'd rather have a more monitored.
Yeah.
like,
The irony
pathway.
here is people are okay to be inactive, eat unhealthy food, become obese, and inject insulin, but
Right.
they're not looking at the other side of the coin.
That's a great
You can
point.
eat healthy. You can. It's again a hormone, right?
This is like this is just cultural rituals, right? These stigmas arise from cultural rituals.
That's right.
So it's like, oh, a guy with an MD after their name gave you all these billion-dollar pharmaceutically derived drugs with these mega companies that want to keep you sick. That's okay, but the other drug, yeah, it's just these are artificial lines when you really think about it. So there's nothing, In Canada, for example, it's not illegal to use steroids. I think it's legal to sell them or whatever, but it's not illegal to use them. So, I don't know. People should have control over their own bodies as long as they understand the risk. That's a very libertarian view, and it's not something maybe shared by Indians. I don't know. Do you feel like that's a very shared view by? In India, everyone gets into everyone else's business, right?
Yeah.
That's like the Indian
Yeah.
way.
Gossips everywhere.
Where America, it's like gossip's there, but it's like, I don't know, man. You do you. Do what you want. Leave me alone. It's like.
I mean, that's how it should be, because if what you do makes you happy, then just go with it.
Well, and it's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
You can try to regulate it. It's going to happen.
That's
People are
right.
going to see the results. The results are so compelling, especially to a 21-year-old.
Yep.
And if that 21-year-old is hanging out in his peer group, his or her peer group, is doing them, and he's the one who's not, that's a lot of peer pressure.
Yeah.
Right? Did you feel that pressure when you were?
No, I was the guy who started it.
You were the influencer.
I was
You're the influencer now. You're influencing
influencer
them.
from 2011.
Okay, there you go. There you go. So yeah, I'd rather have it be monitored because you want to get that person checked out. There might be actual real contraindications to that
Yeah.
person using them, and you'd want to know that from an endocrinologist or a men's health specialist who's looking at you and going, you're actually a really bad candidate for this. You already have an existing heart problem that we should check out. Who knows, right?
That's right. You never
should do
know.
it baseline EKG. You may have a long QT syndrome or some kind of a pro-arrhythmic condition.
That's right.
It's like, I don't want you to start that. We should check
And
that.
some people, they have higher LDLs genetically, right? They produce a lot of LDL, just like Numan here. He's lean, fit, but he still has elevated LDL levels.
Yeah, there's familial hypercholesterolemia syndromes. There's a bunch of them, and I'm not so nerdy as to remember all of them, but yeah, they're there, and that's right. It's going to mess with your lipid profile. So, I mean, I get labs checked. Even in India, you can go to Orange Health Labs. I'm not being paid, or we're not being sponsored by them. But
I'm a loyal Orange Health user.
Yeah.
I've been using it from 2022. The good thing about Orange is you have all the results in one page, right? So if I want to go back to 2023 and see how my
Got it.
lipid profile was, it's much easy. I don't have to save it anywhere.
One of the big movements right now in the United States is all this like kind of consumer health, consumer lab access. That's really exploded over the last 2 years, right? So Function Health, I'm Aware, Inside Tracker. There's a bunch of these companies
Got it.
that you like pay a fee and you can go get all these labs done.
Yeah.
So
And that tech is definitely going to get better and better because we are at a point where you can actually monitor your blood pressure actively throughout the day.
yeah,
Like probably in a couple of years, we should have glucose monitoring actively tracked through your phone, through your watch as well.
yeah. I mean, it's like I just think monitoring is good as long as you have an intelligence layer with it, whether
That's
it's
right.
AI or it's humans that can help you guide you through it. You know? But yeah, that's what I worry about the 21-year-old. The 21-year-old who is not going through, he or she who's not want to compete professionally, I really would be reticent to advise, or hesitant, sorry, to advise them. On,
The excitement is also high, the distraction is also high. The distraction is what they should be more concerned about.
Yeah, yeah.
Doing PEDs is not going to be very difficult, but staying consistent when all your other 21-year-old friends are partying, enjoying, and you don't want to be doing this and that. That's when you start messing up your health.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff in here, you guys are filming in here, but do you ever get film taken of you when you're just going through the grind every day of getting the steps in and preparing food and drinking the water? That's all boring stuff. It doesn't make for good film.
That's right.
Right? And that's the problem. It's like all the unsexy stuff that isn't really interesting to film is also super key
That's
to
right.
this. This is like 20%, 25%
Yeah.
of the rest of the lifestyle change that has to happen. That's not so sexy. You just have to do.
That's
And
right.
is that 21-year-old going to do that? That's a lot of discipline. You know?
Add that to their college curriculum, it's definitely going to be challenging.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I've been holding you for quite some time.
No
Thank
worries,
you.
man.
It was insightful.
Oh, no, it's fun. Always fun.
Am I looking bigger already?
Not that big.
Soon this t-shirt will not fit me. It's not because I'll grow that fast. It's already a bit tight here. But I really like the design at the back. What do you guys think? Literally froze. I was able to do 9 reps last week. I think if I had done one more warm-up set, I would have done it. Same weight next week. Whew. That's it, guys. We've come to the end of this video. I had to come to this spot to record the CTA because they wouldn't reduce the volume today. So many complaints from the members. Hopefully, we'll be able to continue this series. Let's see how it goes, but continue supporting, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to like the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.